Hi, this is a second follow-on recording to my one about the quote configuration system for forklifts. So this is the main site for my forklift distributor. It was built mainly for dealers but also for the public to get a little bit of information about the models. There's very little information to work on. I was given a set of photos and really specifications. So in the first system what we have is a list of all the models, ranges that is, and if you click and go inside each range, what we see is a specification table, schematics that were supplied, and some close-up images which can be added to, taken away from. To give an idea of this, here's the edit page, so there's the main picture, the title. There's space in which hasn't been used as such to put in, introductory text and images in. You can see the photo gallery which can be added to, simply click add rows, add pictures. If you want a picture to go away, you can simply say delete it and add. All the images are auto-sized, so someone can put an image in. You don't have to worry about sizing it to be this size before they put it in. They put it in. It's very nice to deal with originals, because what it means at some future point is we might decide to make the pictures bigger, so we're not stuck with small pictures. We have the problem of scaling up. And we make them small, we can decide that we want to display them smaller, or we want to use them in different places on the website in different sizes. We also had, when we publish separately, this is for the range, what we do is publish separate each model, and then we can say these models belong in this range, so we simply drag a model into it, and this creates the comparison table. So if I now go and actually look at publishing a model, you'll see that if I publish a forklift model, what I have is a specification table which is to do with the model name, the engine types, the lift height, fork sizes, etc., tyre sizes, etc. And this breaks down into this table here. And when we have a range of models, what it does is it compares and says, well, this characteristic is shared between all these models, so I just display it once. I'm not displaying little column after column of the same data. So these columns quite clearly show where the data is different. What is the difference between the models? Here, for example, these last two models share this characteristic, but not in the first model. But here they're different for each, and here they're common to all three. So it's quite a nice way of displaying the data. And if a model goes away, is no longer part of the range or whatever, then I simply turn it off, and this table automatically adjusts. Similarly, if a new model comes in, I can simply add it, and the table adjusts to add in the new model into that comparison. What we also did is we did a dealer locator. So if someone is trying to find, say, the nearest model to a postcode, so if I put in my own postcode, which is, and say, show me the first 15, it'll say, oh, we found no dealers in this case within 15 miles there. But if I say, well, let's find the next one within 50 miles, then I get a list of the dealers and the nearest ones to me. The nearest one to me is 20 miles away. I get a Google map of just the number of dealers. I've done this for other sites where we have many more companies. In fact, I do it for a membership site where there are hundreds of effect companies. And I narrow down the Google map, if you like, to the nearest 20 or the nearest 5. It could just be the nearest one, as an example. We then have a UK team listing, so we have, and again they add to this as they recently, Chris for example here at the bottom was added by them when he recently joined. And we have obviously the standard contact forms, Google map of the location of the distributor. And then we have a dealer login area where it says download. For each dealer can have their own login, and they can have their own files which they can see. So the distributor can give them, say, documents giving them ideas of when they can expect their forklifts to ship to them, etc., how their orders are being progressed, that kind of thing. And then we have the quote system, which is here. And one of the things I want to bring out in the quote system, which the dealers use, is that all the options here are peculiar to each model. So although maybe a diesel has the same type of options, such as it has mass types 2-stage to 3-stage. All these things, like the actual sizes available for that particular model, can be different. And similarly, third valve, fourth valve. If for a particular model these options don't exist, they are not transmitted in the data set, and the system doesn't display them. So if it may have different cabin options or no cabin options, so it won't display if there are no cabin options. Similarly, if you didn't have a colour, if you didn't have the option of having a custom colour, the tyre types can vary between the various models. So if we go back here and go to, say, the 10-ton truck and go down, you'll see that if we went down, you get double tyres here instead of single tyres as the tyre options. We get different aircon, warmer conditions. This warmer and cooler aircon doesn't exist for some of the lower, smaller forklift options, etc. And the mass sizes are much different because this is a much bigger forklift. And similarly, if we go back and we look at sort of electric, then again we get different options. Each of these models may have different types of chargers, different battery types, because the bigger forklifts will require a bigger battery than, say, the smaller types. So, and they will have different charger options. So all these things, it's all about, one of the beauties of this system is that the dealer only sees valid configurations. He doesn't get priced an invalid configuration. He doesn't get wrong options put with a base forklift. He only sees the valid options for that forklift site. Now, one thing we're just about to do in the next few is I'm going to update it. So this is on a test site, and what we've done here, it started off as electric, but we've added these new warehouse options, and they decided that rather than being under the electric category, they wanted a new category called warehouse, because these are sort of walk behind forklifts. They're not driven forklifts like yours. Although you can stand on a platform, there's a platform power, you can stand on the platform and drive it around. So we've added 4 models, about to add another 2 shortly. These have a different capacity, so you see if I go back to diesel, I get up to 10 kilograms. If I go to warehouse, I can go up to a 2-ton, and if I click on 2-ton, these are the models I get. And in fact, these really just have a battery option. They have something called a platform, which drops behind, you can stand on, and a side gate option. And these are the only options you get for these. So if I go back to warehouse, they have a stacker here, and again that has this has an actual mast in front. So we have a choice of mass, and we have different mass sizes, and then we have batteries. And this only has a choice of 2 batteries, whereas if I go back again to the warehouse options and click on the BP20, I've got a choice of 3 different battery types for that. So again, it shows the power of the system.